Hi, welcome and welcome back to Grow Through English podcast. I'm Tom. Today we'll explore how a new AI model called Delphi 2M might help doctors predict diseases before they happen. This is part 2 of the article, covering sentences 21 to 39. Let's dive in and grow your English together. And by the way, if you want to read the full article yourself, I've put the link down in the description so you can check it out directly. Let's start. Sentence 21. In this case, the team used data from 1.9 million Danes going back to 1978, ensuring a much more diverse and representative sample than the UK Biobank could provide. Plain meaning, the researchers used medical data from 1.9 million people in Denmark, collected since 1978, which made the data set broader and more representative than the UK one. Key phrase: representative sample means a group of data that accurately reflects the whole population. Example: the study included a representative sample of students from different backgrounds. Sentence 22. To judge the model's performance, researchers measured its AUC, short for area under the curve, referencing a region in a probability chart, in which a value of 1 would mean perfect predictions, and 0.5 would be no better than random. Plain meaning, the scientists evaluated how well the model worked by measuring its AUC score, a number showing prediction accuracy. A perfect score is 1, while 0.5 means random guessing. Key phrase: area under the curve, AUC, a statistical measure used to test how accurately a model predicts outcomes. Example: a higher AUC means the AI system is more reliable at making predictions. Sentence 23. For predictions of diagnoses within 5 years of a previous one, on average, Delphi 2M performed at a value of 0.76 on British data, with a small drop to 0.67 for the Danish data. Plain meaning, when predicting diseases within 5 years after a previous diagnosis, Delphi 2M scored 0.76 using UK data and slightly lower, 0.67, using Danish data. Key phrase: performed at a value of means achieved a score or result of a certain number. Example: the robot performed at a value of 95% accuracy in tests. Sentence 24. Events that would often follow a specific previous one, death following sepsis, say, were correctly predicted more often, whereas those caused by more random, external factors, such as picking up a virus, were harder to predict. Plain meaning: the model was better at predicting diseases that usually follow another condition, like death after sepsis, but found it harder to predict illnesses caused by random events, like catching a virus. Key phrase: external factors, means outside influences or causes that are not controlled by the system. Example: weather and pollution are external factors that affect health. Sentence 25. Unsurprisingly, the model's accuracy also dropped a little over time. When forecasting 10 years into the future, it scored 0.7 on average. Plain meaning, as expected, the model became less accurate when predicting further into the future. For 10 years ahead, its average score was 0.7. Key phrase: dropped a little over time, means decreased slightly as time passed. Example: the company's profits dropped a little over time, but stayed stable overall. Sentence 26. Real-world applications remain far off for now. Plain meaning, the model is still in early stages and not ready to be used in real hospitals yet. Key phrase: remain far off, means something is still distant in time or not happening soon. Example: the dream of living on Mars remains far off for now. Sentence 27. Delphi 2M will first need to go through a much more rigorous trial period, giving clinicians the opportunity to explore if it leads to better outcomes for their patients. Plain meaning before being used in hospitals, Delphi 2M must undergo strict testing so that doctors can see if it actually helps patients. Key phrase, rigorous trial period, means a very careful and thorough testing phase. Example, the new vaccine went through a rigorous trial period before approval. Sentence 28. That process could take many years. Plain meaning testing and approval will likely take a long time, maybe several years. Key phrase, could take many years, means something will need a long time to complete. Example, building the new airport could take many years to finish. Sentence 29. The Delphi 2M team is also working on updating the model to enable it to take in more sophisticated data than chronological lists of diagnoses. Plain meaning the team is improving Delphi 2M so it can handle more complex types of medical information, not just lists of diagnoses by date. Key phrase, sophisticated data, means more complex, detailed, or advanced information. Example, the system can analyze sophisticated data from satellites and sensors. Sentence 30. As the UK Biobank also contains medical images and genome sequences, adding this data to the model might further improve its accuracy. Plain meaning because the UK Biobank also has images and genetic data, including those in the model could make its predictions even more accurate. Key phrase, genome sequences, refers to the complete set of a person's genetic information, DNA. Example, scientists use genome sequences to study inherited diseases. Sentence 31. As impressive as Delphi 2M appears, it is not the only artificial health forecaster in town. Plain meaning, even though Delphi 2M looks very advanced, there are other AI models being developed for similar purposes. Key phrase, in town, a casual phrase meaning around or available right now. Example, there's a new coffee shop in town everyone is talking about. Sentence 32. For instance, an AI model called Foresight, originally developed at King's College London in 2024, also uses patients' medical histories to predict future health events. Plain meaning another AI model named Foresight, created in 2024 at King's College London, also tries to predict people's future health based on their past medical records. Key phrase, for instance, means, for example. Example, many fruits, for instance bananas and apples, are rich in fiber. Sentence 33. A larger version of the project was paused in June following concerns that NHS England had not sought the proper approvals when it gave the Foresight team access to the data. Plain meaning, a bigger version of that project was stopped in June because there were worries that NHS England had not officially approved giving patient data to the researchers. Key phrase, sought the proper approvals, means asked for and received official permission. Example, the company sought the proper approvals before starting construction. Sentence 34. The ethos model being developed at Harvard University also has similar aims. Plain meaning, another AI model called Ethos, which is being made at Harvard, has the same goals as Delphi 2M. Key phrase, has similar aims, means has the same or related goals or purposes. Example, our team has similar aims to yours. We both want to improve education. Sentence 35. Although patients will have to wait to feel the direct benefits of Delphi 2M, even the preliminary version of the model already offers a potential treasure trove for biologists. Plain meaning patients might not benefit from Delphi 2M right now, but even this early version gives scientists a lot of valuable information to study. Key phrase, treasure trove, means something that holds a large amount of valuable or useful things. Example: the old library is a treasure trove of rare books. Sentence 36. Its style of prediction reveals which conditions cluster together, which may in turn suggest previously unexplored relationships between diseases. Plain meaning: the way the model makes predictions shows which diseases often appear together. This might help scientists discover new connections between illnesses. Key phrase: cluster together, means to appear close to each other or in the same group. Example: students from the same country often cluster together at events. Sentence 37. Future beefier AI models could take that work even further. Plain meaning stronger and more advanced. AI systems in the future could expand this research even more. Key phrase: beefier. Informal word meaning stronger, more powerful, or more advanced. Example: the new laptop is much beefier than the old one. Sentence 38. The possibilities are exciting, says Ewan Burney, a geneticist at EMBL. Plain meaning Ewan Burney, a genetics expert at EMBL, says he feels excited about what this research could lead to. Key phrase: the possibilities are exciting means the potential outcomes are interesting and full of promise. Example: the possibilities are exciting for students who love science. Sentence 39. I'm like a kid in a candy shop. Plain meaning, he says he feels thrilled and full of joy about all the new opportunities, just like a child surrounded by sweets. Key phrase: like a kid in a candy shop. An expression meaning extremely happy and excited about many great choices. Example: when she entered the big bookstore, she was like a kid in a candy shop. That's all for part 2 about Delphi 2M. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to Grow Through English Podcast. See you next time.